So after doing the first half, let's see what we got here. Player 1. Player 1 played a card, Signal Jamming. It allowed him to force the orange player to take one of his reserve counters and put it on a system. Ooh, it can't be the home system. Crap. I cheat constantly. Okay, we're going to put it here instead and try to prevent him from making a counterattack, I guess. We're basically planning on making an attack on his home system because it's weakly defended. I would have liked to have blocked that. I can't. Okay, so that's player 1's action. Let's see. The next that we go to is player 4, who fired off the logistics action. That was to get himself some command counters and also to play for time so that he can build that War Sun. And then we go over to player 5, and other people bought logistics, a couple of them, by flipping over planets with a high influence. Every 3 influence gets you 1, right? And then the trade action, which brought a pile of money to this guy. He was hoping to prevent that money from going over to the Emirates, but even with everybody playing for money, and this poor guy is beginning to regret that he has trade agreements. They're just not helping him that much, and he can steal money at a better rate. He's thinking trading a strategy counter for 2 trade goods just isn't worth it, and he may end up canceling because of that. It's just not worked out well for him. But everybody, including him, everyone except the Lizik, played a strategy allocation in order to get some extra cash. Cash seems important still. Alright, on to the second half. Okay, so on the back half of that, what we got here? Oh, nice. My poor brain. Looks like Lizik was next. Now they've got what? I don't remember for the hell of me what they did. Oh yeah, they played a card. Space dock accident. They're gonna make it impossible for the universities to produce at their dock for the rest of this turn, which foils the whole War Sun plan, which is a pity because they have enough money to do it now, and they have the tech advantage to do it. Okay, and then 7 was Letnev, and they pulled off a surprise move, pulling fleets from back here to attack through the wormhole using an admiral and a general for that matter, but they didn't need the general because they bombarded the ground forces, and they captured one of Yellow's planets, and Hakan are kind of surprised by this, I guess. It was looking like this was all focused towards red, but red and black have a trade agreement, and Yellow is not involved in that, and they figured it was a better purchase. The directional going against blue is a hard fight that doesn't really hurt blue. Blue's involved in a war. Yellow looks like they're setting themselves up for a really powerful victory by, strengthening the capital here. I can't go after that. I wasn't in range, but I could go and hit through the wormhole, and now Yellow's home areas are really threatened, and Mechatol, for all its value towards winning the game, isn't a good producer. So if the traders lose their central, their home areas, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. Moving on from there, the Mentak didn't attack. They really can't. They got blocked by this to a large extent, and they don't have the technology available to make an attack out into here. So instead they did a production turn at their capital, which was one of the things I was hoping to prevent. Oh, it's got a higher, yeah, I said it with a higher production capacity, and it has that with the enviro compensator. I didn't end up using it, but whatever. Okay, well, on to another round. Okay, top of the order here. Shit. And again, I forget what I did. It wasn't production. I think I may have played a card. I don't know. Fuck. Alright. Well, I did something. I don't remember what. I mean, maybe it was production. It looks like I produced. How come there's not a chip here then? No, I couldn't have produced. I got no idea what I did. I got no idea. I may have been... Oh, I passed. I wanted to keep my actions. Now, production would have been... production would not have been a possibility because I didn't have any untapped planets. So yeah, I thought one had done something, but the inactive side confused me. Okay. Now we jump over to the universities. They made an attack. It didn't go terribly well. There was, what, a carrier, a destroyer, and a couple of fighters there. Well, oh joy. They took a couple of significant hits. They lost one of their own carriers. They lost their own fighter. Their dreadnoughts flipped over, which means if someone else can get in there, they can maybe do a lot of damage. And then we went over to these guys, and they did something. They did a production turn and built themselves. And there's no chip there. But I know they did a production. They built themselves some stuff here. There should be a command chip there. They expended all their planets to do that. And they're out of dreadnoughts, so they built what? That can't be where they built. God damn it. I think I built stuff here, which they couldn't have built at. Which is one of the problems. Alright, let's try to figure out what they could have done that they were allowed to do with those points. Their fleet size is only 4. Did I not build here? Yeah, I must have built here. I don't know. No, I built here. That's what happened. There wasn't anything there, yeah. I'm building here in order to continue my attack on the purple stuff. The goal being to gain as much as possible. This is a really tough game to play solo, and especially with the vid breaks, etc. I forget what the hell I'm doing completely. Alright. Okay, all the way forward, the MindNet set up their fleet forward at Arnhem, and they captured Mir now, which was held by some neutrals. And they're positioning themselves for that major attack. There's not much they can do right now. They could go grab Zobat. This fleet commander. I forgot my damn admiral in the combat. No wonder things went well. They could go grab this planet, which would definitely help reduce Purple's ability to produce and put out a good fight. I think they want to do that on their next action. The Barony, they repositioned a bunch of dreadnoughts forward. They want to keep their lighter forces in place here. Mainly they're just moving stuff so they can do a further build here at the capital. But yeah, they could have moved some stuff from here. They don't want to show weakness. Alright, and finally the 8th player did a pass. So now the first player's gone. The best thing we've got, the earliest I think, is 4 over here. And as we finish things up, player 6 used their warfare ability. We saw them move up here, I think. Now they did the invasion. Or we saw them remove the token here, I think. Now they did the invasion, grabbed these planets, and puts them in a better position for next turn. Everybody's done. It's just the cleanup and status phase. People may be picking up some victory points. I'll come back before the end of that, and this is gonna, it's not gonna be that short. Okay, so the points have been spread and allocated. A lot of people picked up this new one, which probably should be all 4 instead of all 3. It's just too easy with all 3. 3 people picked up points from it. Our current landing is purple's at 4, and that's which purple? That's the pale purple, I guess. And blue and black are at 3 each. Now blue and black have been amassing fair-sized sets of planets. Green is probably getting the strongest position in terms of economic, well, in terms of total planetary might. I haven't counted the numbers. Some of their planets don't look as valuable as perhaps some of the others. No, they look pretty good. Yeah, so their economic might of their empire is kind of frightening at this point. Red's lagging. I mean, purple's been beat up. You know, they weren't in great shape, and they've been really smashed. And this is in part the fear of those lasers, which are going to get to fire again. But red's kind of lagging here, and they didn't really do anything. They were hemmed in, and I'm not sure, you know, when they think they're going to join the game. But they ought to be smashing into yellow at some point, but they were too far away and just couldn't do it, given the penalty that was put on them. Yellow, on the other hand, doesn't have tremendous production, with some of it taken away by black, but they are sitting on the victory point spot. Now, that's not generating any points for them, not in particular. This time they took the point that everyone else took. Why? Well, they think they can hold this with what they've got on it. They're not so sure how many of their other planets are going to be taken from them. So they're kind of more worried about losing some of these other things that have the tech advantages. And I'm not sure why they have 3, to tell you the truth. Xenon, I don't know. I don't know where these are. Green, red, blue. Yeah, there's their 3. Those are all fairly exposed. If red goes after them hard and can get to them, they're in trouble. And I'll let you guys in on a secret for the next turn. Over here, the first card, and I think this is being played by the Lizik, but I'm not sure. Strategic Shift. It prevents people from picking a particular strategy card. And they're going to hit that card 8 with its value of victory points and take that away from the yellow player. Now, the yellow player has been trying to put himself in a position where he's going to win on victory points, but maybe lose his empire in the process. This is going to be a heavy blow to his plans, to be skipped over for the Imperial option. It also is going to put a bonus on it, making things even better for the green player, who's not doing badly at all. The other pain for this is it makes people who were planning on spending a strategy chit for that sort of for that production that doesn't get marked on the board, essentially. It's taking that ability away from them when they were sure it was going to happen. So that's kind of potent too. Anyway, that's what's going to happen next turn. I'll come back with that, but this is, I guess, the end of turn 4, and we're going into turn 5, if my numbering's right. I'm not going to go look at the videos and see. All right.